Hi everybody, it's Karen back. Welcome to Tuesday Tune-Ups. Today we are going to get into our 4th week of January. By now, whoa, where'd I go? By now, that was wild. By now, usually the resolutions that you made and the plans that you've made to, make this year different than all the others have started to erode, and you go back into the old patterns, the old ways of doing things, and back to expecting what you expected last year as opposed to what you want to expect this year. So we're going to work on that and helping you stay on track to making what I like to call incremental change. Not that that's a new way of saying it, but using incremental change to your advantage, because all of the abundance, all of the things that you bring into your life have to do with, the way you're going to be receiving it, is it has to do with the frequency that you have and that you're vibrating at. And so we get used to, we make some changes or we make sweeping changes and we feel fantastic, but we can only hold it for a certain amount of time before we start feeling like we can't handle it anymore, and we start doing little things to sabotage ourselves, and little things excuse me, just to bring the vibration down, where just even a little bit, just because it feels comfortable. Not that we like it, we just are so used to it because we've been doing this for decades. And so let me come into your space, if it's okay with you, and remind you that this incremental change is a really valuable thing, because like I said before, the more you change, even just a little bit of your direction, as you move that angle forward, you're going to end up somewhere else. So even when you move the needle just a little bit in the practices that you do and the things that you want to get done, then things start changing, things start happening. All right, so I'm coming into your space. And so let's first just take out, release all of the energy that didn't belong to you in the first place, that's never belonged to you, but that you take on because you're empathetic, because you're a healer in your own way, in your life and in other people's lives. So let's have God release all of that energy that never belonged to you in the first place. There we go. Beautiful. And release all the harmful radiation that you may have picked up through your computers, through your phones, through 5G, all the cell towers. Let's just release that out of your body, out of your space. Woohoo! And once again, I'll say, if you would like, I do have a recording called Clearing Your Space. Email me at karen@thinktheta.com if you want a copy of it. I will happily send it to you. There we go. Ooh, I can feel it coming out of my body. I know it's coming out of your body too. All righty. Okay. Booyah. All right, got it. Okay. So let's get on track now. What do we need in order for us to be able to take, going into our 4th week in January, when the hype is over, when the optimism is at a different level than it was right at New Year's Eve and going into New Year's Day? Knowing that, and God, just letting you understand, knowing that New Year's is this imaginary line in the sand that we draw for ourselves, saying tomorrow is going to be different, this year is going to be different. Excuse me. That that we can always draw that line in the sand, and we can draw that line in the sand every day and say, today is going to be different. This is how it's going to be different. So God's going to show you how to bring, and what it feels like to bring incremental change, healthy incremental change into your life, so that when you take these small steps, or these smaller steps to get you into a new groove, to get you into new habits that are really going to support your success moving forward, You're doing it a little bit at a time, and this is going just to help you get used to the new vibration, right? So maybe you're vibrating right here and it's been good, but there's things you want. You still feel like you're pushing that same boulder up that same hill, maybe at a different level, but it's still there. And so this is a way to go, okay, I bet you there is something that you know you should be doing that will change what's going on for you, and you're not doing it. So I want you to think of whatever that is. It's that thing that follows you around, like it might be like, hey, you really should be stretching for 15 minutes in the morning. You really should be meditating for half an hour or 7 minutes or anything in the middle. And I'm not doing it, okay? Whatever that thing is, it might be, ooh, I should be scheduling a day where I'm, I have some time to do marketing, where I have time to build the relationships that I have, the business relationships that I want, whatever it is. And you do something like this. You say, okay, I'm going to dedicate 15 minutes to that. I know I have 15, okay? And I'll give you a real world example for me. There's some marketing work that I want to get done. There's some work on my business, on the foundation, the systems of my business that I know I need to do. And I have been busy legitimately with a lot of things, and that's been on my list, and I haven't been able to get it off of my list. And so all of a sudden I went, oh, why don't I just do it 15 minutes a day? And the days I can't do it 15 minutes, I'll do it 5 minutes. And all of a sudden I went, oh, I could do that. And it opened this up, and it has begun. And I know that as it begins, when I have more time for it, I'll just expand the amount of time. But knowing that my minimum requirement has been fulfilled, I'm going to be like, yes, I did it. And that dopamine hit is going to help me move forward. There we go. And get used to a new level of success. It just is. So God's bringing that to you for your version. And I want you to think about what's something you know you could be doing right now that will help you. And think about that for a second. Now, one of my business mentors, Marissa Murgatroyd, who's an amazingly brilliant woman, said something that I've said to all of you before, that think of the thing you've been avoiding doing in your business. When you think of that thing, guess what? There's money behind it. If you do it, there's money to be made right there. So think of it as hunting for money, hidden money. It's actually hiding right out in the open in that thing you know you could be doing that you're avoiding. So take that one if that's easier. And think about it, and you know what it is, even if it's cleaning out your file cabinet. I don't care what it is, because that's all great. And let's give you guys understanding on what you were meant to learn from having that in the should pile as opposed to the do pile, to-do list. There we go. Teach you what you were meant to learn from that. Pull all the hooks, cords, and attachments you have to the resistance of doing it for whatever reasons. And they could be, like I said, totally legit reasons. If I quit my job today, I could still work 40 hours a week with my house, with my kid, with my family. So we all have, our lists will always be filled in one way or another. We just have to know that. So what are we going to bring in? Okay, good job. Mm-hmm. Pull the hooks, cords, and attachments to the resistance of it. And then we're going to help you heal that resistance. There's a fear right there. That what's the worst thing that's going to happen if you do that? So let's just give you God's understanding. If you do this thing you've been resisting, if you think of the absolute worst thing that could happen, just allow your imagination to go wild. So it could be I could be killed. It doesn't have to be anything like that. Or I'll be separated from God forever. This is just a mini fear session here. I can't do the full one with you. Think about that. And now think of, if that fear were realized and that thing happened, what would be the worst thing that would happen if that thing that fear was realized? That new answer that you had. And just give me one more answer, whatever your head comes up with, whatever your imagination comes up with. Okay. And then think of one more. If that new thing happened, what would be the worst thing that happened? That would happen if that new thing would happen. And just, I'll give you a second here. Okay, so now that you have that newer thing from that, whatever that is, and if you said, I don't know, you can always say, well, what would it be if you did know? What if you did know what that was? And step around that and find it. There we go. Okay, cool. So, and if you need to pause, you can always press pause on this. And now that you have this newest thing that could happen, let's go back and go, if I did the thing I'm resisting right now, so you can name what it is, then, and the belief is that you attach is the new thing that you realized at the end. It could be like, let's say I said, like mine was, if I do the marketing work that I know I should do, then I'll be separated from God and lost in the void. Okay? So that's the new belief. That's really the belief of the fear, even though it's irrational. So you find yours. If I did that thing I'm resisting, then, and then add that final outcome that we just had, that you found, that new outcome. This would happen. This will happen. And then let's give you God's understanding on that, because that's just a belief, and let's have God change that belief. So wherever you are in bringing down that resistance and that fear, this will help that. And let's heal just even the energy of that resistance too. Good job. Nice. And let you know that it's safe for you to move forward with this. It's safe, it's possible to, and it's possible just to take a little baby step forward. So make an incremental change here. In this thing that you're resisting, give yourself 5 minutes on it. If that's what you can give and you feel comfortable. If you can bring that up to 10 minutes, bring it up to 10. If you can bring it up to 15, bring it up to 15. And if you're at 5, it's fine. You know you have 5 minutes, okay? And so let's show you what it feels like for you, and also stepping into your future, if you did that thing you've been resisting for 5 minutes every day. Just 5. And show you how much more proud of yourself you'd be, knowing that you're actually moving forward in a place that will have impact on you, on your money, on your business, on your life. There we go. Beautiful. And I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but if you don't know where you want to start with clearing out your space, because I've gotten so much energy from that. It's been so amazing for me, because remember that no matter what you do, even if I tell you to pat the top of your head or turn around in circles 7 times every day, it's all and that works. It's all the work that you've done beforehand, plus this new thing, right? Because you are where you are, and then if the new thing does it for you, it's everything, okay, that you've been doing that's gotten you to this point. So I invite you to do the 27-9 challenge, which is taking 27 items out of your house for 9 days in a row. You can take it. I started with my office, and it made a huge difference really quickly for me, because the things that I was resisting, I was able to do. Because in some places I felt totally free to do them. In other places I was still feeling resistant, but I could do it anyway. So I got it down low enough that I could hop the fence. And that's totally cool also, because you can work on it from there, because that feeling of satisfaction that you have that you did it will help bring it down further, and the resistance further and further, till you just welcome it in, okay? So 27-9, and remember, you don't have to do 27 items at once. You could do them different points of your day, throw them in a bag, and then put them in the giveaway pile. All right? There you go. Beautiful. I'm actually taking some stuff to Goodwill today. All right, people. Great work. There's so much energy running through you, and so many things, so much energetic clutter that's leaving you right now. Yay, 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 you. All right, let's give you a body healing here. And let you know who you are from God's perspective with all of these changes that will continue to evolve. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And remember, if you have any requests for the next Tuesday tune-up, just write them in the comments below and I will gladly fulfill your order. Okay, and then let's center you in this dimension, close all dimensional doors, anchor and ground, which just means come back into your body, ground you out. You can open your eyes. And until next week, God bless and goodbye for now.